They love her when she is submissive, when she is sensual, when she is fine. But they hate her when she expresses what is on the feminine mind.
What I wanted to mention is what has come to me about Milton McGowan and Afua Rose. Okay? So when I first went on Afua's platform to speak about my documentary, she had a troll. She told me it was her troll. We had both spoken about our trolls, called Milton McGowan. This is a Rasta man or a dreadlocks man. I don't even want to say he's a Rasta man. Let's say he's a dreadlocks man. He moved from her platform and started to write lots and lots of essays about me on my Facebook page. So one day I went in, and first of all, it seemed like he was being civil. And then he was just, disparaging me, attacking me. He even came into my inbox and was like, what do you mean you're talking about assault? It was just an ongoing thing. Milton McGowan, just so you know, is the same guy who was arrested. Don't know if I can get that. He was basically arrested at Afua Rose's march. I don't know if you guys remember that at the last march that she did. I'm just looking for the short and I should be able to play it. He was arrested. He was thrown down on the ground. I thought that he was attacking me, but time has passed and has come to me that he was actually attacking Afua. So she told me, as dick-centered as she is, move from me with that dick-centered business. She told me that he, let me think. When she was in Tanzania and she first started that His Time Is Up movement against Vincent Rat, that she was spending a lot of time talking to Milton McGowan, right? And I was like, why? Like, why were you talking to some random man that you don't know? You're running a women's rights movement. Why are you talking to this random guy on Facebook? Why are you doing that? Big clip. So that shows where that's Milton McGowan being flung down. His net. I couldn't even show most of the clips because it just looked a whole hot mess, right? So I was told by Afua that she was speaking to him while she was in Tanzania and speaking about the cause and speaking about Vincent Rat, yada, yada, yada. But by the time I came onto her platform, which would have been like, not even last year, this is the year before, May. Okay, this wasn't last year, this was the year before. He had turned against her, and so he was being abusive in the comments. Then he came over to my page, and I was like, bruh, I told Afua, I cannot inherit your troll. I already have my own dirty troll by your Sabira Kanaj Fraser of Chem's Designs. I cannot inherit a troll by association. Anyway, he turned up at the march. As you can see, that was me singing, right? And got flung down. I don't know if he got arrested, but he got taken away by the police. Okay? Why has it come out that Afua was having a romantic connection with Milton McGowan? And this would explain his anger towards her, because they were catching feelings for each other. So this shows how phallus-centered and money Afua is, because she is running this campaign against Vincent Rat. But the guys who are reaching out to her, look, them are there looking at her, and she is reciprocating and getting into a romance. That is Afua's boo. So they were booing. And this is why I'm showing you that her intentions are not sincere. And because she is so man-centered, because she is so validated by men. Now, when I'm saying this, I'm not saying you can't have a relationship, and I'm not saying you can't enjoy it. But as a woman, as the creator in human form on this planet, who births all genders and who births all humans, you do yourself a disservice when you become phallus-centered. Because why are you going to become centered on the other human, your counterpart, your opposite, who doesn't have the same creative ability that you have? Men can't bring children into this world. They can't. Men do not generally have the same level of empathy, love, and care. Women can provide that to the whole of humanity, not just their own race. Me as a woman, I'm able to provide love, care, nurture, attention to all of humanity, not just my own race. And this is something that traditionally men focus on their families, their responsibilities, and they are the ones who are to be in servitude to women. Do you understand? Men are to be in servitude to women, not women to be in servitude to men. So the minute that you find yourself being obsessed with men, you're losing yourself as a woman. I even saw a video yesterday on TikTok that the lady was saying, you know, when it comes to guys, you got to kind of, even if you want to overgive, you got to give less, because the minute they catch you going against your nature, essentially, and overgiving, they will let you do everything. They will take advantage. Why? Because it's not natural. It's not natural to do that. Do you understand? A woman is the one who a man should orbit around, as opposed to women should orbit around men. Why would you do that? So she was having a romantic, I don't know if it became intimate. I don't know if they actually had, you know, the full expression, but they weren't having social chats or chats about the cause. He was looking her and she was reciprocating, and he did something that I won't even go into details here. He did something that was very inappropriate, and that's why she stopped talking to him within that capacity. And he must have felt spurned by her, like, but you're my darling, you're my love. Why is Afua having these kind of conversations with some random man, like, that no one can verify? And then months later she comes and she says, oh, she's verified that what is it? He was a pimp and he used to sell women in King's Cross. So when she came out and she said all these things about him, why didn't she explain that she and him were having man and woman romantic conversation? Oh, that makes sense. Listen. Mind over matter. He felt you song that's, you know what it is? I went to sing and he started shouting and I thought it was me. So I was like, listen, let me just sing one song for you. But I already had 2 songs, Execution for Grape and Dirty Man. Those are going to be my 2 songs. It was very, what's it, like slap hazard, because there were no instrumentals. It was all very like slapdash, not slap hazard, very last minute. And I had no intention to even go and sing a cappella, but I realized Afua wants but can't facilitate the proper resources for what she says she wants. But later, when I watched the whole video, he had been calling her a charlatan from the very beginning of the march. He had been like, you know what he said? I never forget this. On the video where he's cussing her when they're walking, I hadn't even arrived yet. And he was saying to the women, she does not love you, okay? She doesn't give a damn about you. And I personally experienced that to be true. And the reason why Afua found it so easy to attack and slander myself, a woman who has experienced SA, who has been very vocal and has created her own content about it, is because she doesn't care about women's trauma. If she cared, she dare not call Claire Kennedy with that liar story that I've played earlier on. She would never do that, not as someone who had any kind of true respect or empathy for women who have had these experiences.